Hey there, beasties. Does your background matter at all? Let's get into it, shall we? So there's something that I have certainly noticed over the years, and I've run so many games, have so many players, I really couldn't tell you what almost any of the characters' backgrounds are. I couldn't tell you what most of my characters' backgrounds are unless I actually get down and look at it. And that's because there's really not a lot there. You're looking at a couple of stat bonuses, you're looking at a skill feat, a skill, a lore that you get trained in, and that's it. And most of these choices are, you pick your initial background for whatever it offers you. I mean, how many times are we going to pick warrior because we get intimidating glare right out the door? And that's it. It ends there. So I think there is so much opportunity with what the game could provide with these things. And yes, of course, getting your specific feats or getting your skills, you want your bonuses to your attributes, those are all important. And of course, we want to have our characters be well-rounded and focused in what they're good at. But the background could do a lot more. It has this feeling of you pick it once and forget it. And it has no impact with really your starting. It would be really cool if backgrounds added starting gear, even a crazy minor magic, even if it's a consumable that you start with, to make the choice a little more enticing, a little more interesting, and just something that has a bigger impact. And even the lores, I mean, good Lord, how many times have any of you used your background lore? In specific APs, if you start with the beginning, one of the recommended backgrounds, and often new backgrounds are introduced with APs in their player's guide that Paizo releases, which are very cool and very fun. Unless you're picking one of those in those APs, and they have a tendency to bring up those lore skills so they remain somewhat relevant. Some of these APs do a much better job than others, and some of them, they're kind of okay in the beginning, but then die off at the end where you're not really making those lore checks anymore. And you are forced into this lore that you honestly almost never use. I have so many characters that, oh right, I have that lore check. I totally forgot about it. So what can we do with this information? What are some fun things that GMs could do to help players, or things players could maybe recommend to GMs to make this choice more meaningful? And I think there's actually a bit that people can do. And looking at this, as I mentioned, there's the option for getting any kind of minor magic item. And I wish they actually had more minor magic items, because there's really not enough to make this very viable without creating your own. But at the same time, I don't see anything wrong with creating your own. I mean, a minor magic item's pretty basic. So if you could think of something cool that goes along with your background, check with your GM and see if it's something you can help incorporate to make your character feel better about these things. When you're using your downtime in a attempt to earn income, I think you should get a significant bonus if you are using whatever your background gave you. And let's be honest, lore checks run off intelligence unless you're an intelligence-based character. Another reason your lore check has very little meaning, because it's going to be a bad roll most of the time, because your intelligence, if you're not a spellcasting or intelligence-based martial type character, your intelligence almost becomes a dump stat because there are too many other important stats. So it leaves you with this forced choice, or not even a choice, just you get this lore skill that's never that good. So I think it should offer a inherent bonus, not on the check actually, but on the earned income itself. Like, it boosts the amount you get. That would kind of be a more, at least, way to keep your background relevant, that you're finding work as a bartender. You're finding work as a cook. Oh my God, cook. Don't even get me started on that. I mean, you have as a cook, you get your bonus attribute in Constitution or Intelligence. Cool. Makes sense. You have one free other attribute, like pretty much every other background. You're trained in Survival. Survival is a wisdom skill. You don't get a bonus to wisdom inherently. And then you also gain the seasoned skill feat, which is, it's not a bad skill feat as the skill feats go, but at the same time, it acknowledges the fact that when you're using any kind of cooking, it is assumed that that works off of crafting. All of the new rules and treasure vault and things like that for alchemical food, all of these things use crafting. And even in Player Core, which is an updated book after all of these things, the cook, you still get training in survival, which is a skill not relevant to your character. It should be craft, so that you can better make alchemical foods or regular foods, or make better use of the seasoned skill. It's funny to me that you can literally take cook and there's no reason why you would have crafting. You have to actually spend one of your skills to take it when crafting is the prime ability. It doesn't make sense to me. And we find quite a few things like this in backgrounds. So there's a lot of missed opportunity here. I think it would be exceptionally fun if your backgrounds, like other things, had maybe 2 other abilities that kicked in at higher level. You get this at 1st level, you get this other thing at 7th level, and you get this other thing at 13th level. I see no reason to gatekeep these behind really high numbers because, let's face it, the majority of games don't get to those high numbers. So also, it makes a lot more sense to keep it low. Like, even if it's 5 and 9 type of thing, because really you're like, I'm a 13th level cook. I mean, good Lord, you're one of the most powerful people in the region. You're like, and you're out there making dinner for the huddled masses. So it makes more sense to keep these things, these bonuses at lower levels, but getting free assurance with your lore, that would be something that should just be baked in. That way your intelligence, yes, it's going to be lower, but you are going to have a set number. And maybe it should also come with an inherent uptick as you level. Like that lore automatically, like we're seeing in many classes now, automatically becomes expert, automatically becomes master, because it's just a tool to help keep it relevant. And is there some fear about this almost useless skill being made more powerful? So I think there is just this. It was a really cool concept, and I like it because it gives you this tool to develop the backstory of your character. Now, I won't even mention how many times I have seen the backstory of a character, and then you look at their background, it has nothing to do with the backstory of their character, which I can understand. You are making a character that is an adventurer, so your background isn't super important. However, the bonus it gives you is crucial to starting with a +4 in your relevant ability score. So of course you're going to take a background that gives you the option to get that +4, and that background may not fit with your backstory, and I get that, which is kind of more grounds to maybe make backgrounds a little more optional or option friendly, where you can actually dig into this and get a couple of different choices. Now, if you guys are liking these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out so much and helps feed the algorithm, helps get us in front of more viewers. So if you want the channel to thrive and do better, I pay attention to that. Believe me, there's a certain pressure level that, not in a bad way, is good when you like, oh, I have 100 followers. I need to make another video. And you're like, I've got 500 followers. Like, I've got 1,000 followers. It's a lot more pressure to make sure you're keeping those videos going. So just throwing that out there. Tell your friends. It's okay. Even if you hate the video, tell someone else who might hate the video. Everyone loves to hate things. So as I was saying, there are quite a few options open to the GM, but even as a player, don't sit on the sideline. If you can think of a fun thing to do to incorporate your background more into your character, pitch it to your DM. I think these are just the fun ways to get more role-playing avenues into the game. And it's fun. I've seen in low-level characters, I've had adventures where people actually kind of talked about their background and how they became adventuring when they're just getting to meet each other, which is enjoyable to see your players getting invested. And you players out there, we love it when you guys are engaged and paying attention and telling everyone about your character. We like seeing the fact that you're excited, and it makes us excited and makes us want to do better. So Do any of you guys have any other suggestions for backgrounds? Have you guys had any fun games where you guys have done some special stuff with backgrounds? Please let me know. I would love to hear about this. It's one of my pet peeves. I think there is so much opportunity here, and I'm hoping it's something that maybe Pathfinder can expand on the future, or someone on Pathfinder Infinite, or something like that. But there's a lot of design space here, and I think sky's the limit. This could be a lot of fun. So that's all for me today. As usual, game well, my friends.